first bit set up here for the large rover. So we know we're going to need at least one. So there's no sense in putting it off. Just go ahead and get that being crafted right now. Hello everyone, Thranxes here, and welcome back to Astroneer episode 44, where we're starting to make very solid progress here on Visanya, and in fact, next on the agenda is going to be to start cranking out some of these RTGs. Let's make sure that the argon is continuing, although to be fair, I think we have argon from here. I know we have helium, so let's go ahead and we'll put that down. And I think at this point, yeah, no, we will need some argon, although we do have some steel. We will also, in fact, need some nitrogen. So let's go ahead, we'll stop this now, and we'll start getting some nitrogen bottled up. Wonderful. As we save up for a shredder, we are going to need a shredder, but before we get all down that road, we're going to need some graphene and some titanium. Graphene is going to be graphite and hydrazine. Well, things are going to take a little bit of work, so I think what we should do is we should begin working on a cave to go down into the terrain here. Not necessarily one that's going to go all the way to the core, but one that's going to take us down to a good amount of lithium. And then, of course, we know that the titanium is on the surface, so we are going to have to find some of that. Alright, let's see where we come out of this. At here, lots of lithium over there. Okay. We can just bridge our way down. Let's go ahead, we'll activate our oxygenator. There you have it. All this lithium. Let's go ahead, we'll pull this up with us. Oh, oh, oh. Look at that. All this lithium. 4 lithium should be fine to get us started. What do we have over there? That's some organic and laterite. I don't really think we're in the need for laterite. We could just put our tethers down there. I think we'll have to here at some point. That little hollow cave. It's our own little personal made cave. All right, wonderful. The lithium shall go, oh, I guess over here? I don't know. We don't really need it for anything yet. Oh, we've started putting loose materials on the ground. You know I dislike when that happens. Even though it does happen a bit. Okay, I don't think we need any more nitrogen. We'll let this one finish. No, we won't. We'll not let that one finish. Instead, we're going to get some hydrogen. So we need some of that. Suppose we can go ahead and we'll get some more graphite in place here. So at this point, we need to get some ammonium. think if we just walk around a little bit and kill these hostile plants before they kill us, then I think we'll be okay. We'll should find some ammonium fairly quickly, I would hope. Be very, very careful. We still have all of our little beacon bubbles clearly visible, which is nice. This planet might not have ammonium in the abundance that our last planet did. Oh, almost. You start taking it for granted that the world is your oyster and it's safe and you don't have to fear anything. The next thing you know, these plants are shooting poisonous acidic gas at you and swatting you down. Look at this biome up here. Ah, and this is where the titanite occurs. I approve of that. Bring some of that back with us. Was there more here? What is that? Oh, there is more. Okay. Well, I know we're going to need some of this. You know what? I think what we need... Ugh, yikes, look out. I think what we need is a full-blown large rover. A full-blown large rover with a drill and massive amounts of storage so that we can go... Ooh. Ran right past that one. So that we can go across the surface and be looking for resources instead of doing all the grinding by hand. I think that just makes it take longer. No, no. Stay away from me. We didn't find any ammonium, though. Like, at all. Alright. That's enough of that. I guess there's no harm in letting it continue to run, but... Okay, well, let's get, at the very least, our first... We'll get our first bit set up here for the large rover. So we know we're going to need at least one. So there's no sense in putting it off. Just go ahead and get that being crafted right now. My thought process is to try to take the rover down to the core again. I'm thinking that's the quickest way to get down to the core. The only problem is you then have to get back. I mean, as long as we have the portable oxygenator and we don't get swatted by plants, we should be okay. Right? Maybe. Alright, we are going to need some hydrazine, so... Now, we could cycle to get one ammonia. Or one ammonium from that. What's the conversion ratio for ammonium here? It's 1 to 1. We could request quite a bit of it here, but the problem is ammonium is easy to come by. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be in our best interest. Let's look at making a drill, or a crane rather. 1 titanium, 1 silicone, 1 steel. Okay. Titanium. Steel. Here, we'll go ahead and make another steel. We'll replace this one with... Oh, look at that. We'll just go ahead, we'll just print out some organic right here. And then silicone. Did we bring an extra silicone? You know, I don't think we did. We did bring the methane, though. So I suppose that's going to work. Resin and quartz. That's fairly simple. And then that'll use up another methane, but we can always go back to Novus and get all the methane we want. Actually, we can go there to get the ammonium that we want as well. Why would we not just go and gather up ammonium like it's going out of style? Bring the hydrazine back with us. And we make lots and lots of hydrazine on Calidor. See, what good is having all of that if you can't use it to your benefit? Okay, then we're gonna take a quick rocket ride. That's what we're gonna do. Let's get the crane printing, and then we'll go ahead and we'll also get this steel started, right? And then we'll make one more medium storage. Do we have an empty one? We do. We'll just take this one. Wonderful. Okay, let's get the heck out of here. Alright, we'll launch. We have lots of hydrazine there, but I believe we have even more over on Calidor where we made a lot of it. Alright. Atrox. No, we need to go to Calidor. So Visanya is actually a really great planet because of the atmospheric gases that it gives. You have access to hydrogen, nitrogen, argon, and actually I think, was that it? I'm trying to remember. There's our habitat. We'll go to our nice little desert oasis. Oh, it's not an oasis yet, it's just a patch of grass. See, at some point we're going to have to come back here after we've been to Glacio and we got our blue. Alright, don't relaunch, Thranxes. That's not okay. There you go. Look at all that hydrazine. Well, why would we try to reinvent the wheel? I don't understand it. I really don't. Here, we'll take some of this sulfur with us. Come on, there you go. And then, actually, I want to pack this back up here, I'm thinking. You as well. Bring this medium storage back with us, and then, well, we have 2 more aluminum alloy. I'm good with taking those. Those are not the easiest thing to come by. We've got some copper, yeah, look at all this stuff we couldn't bring with us. 1 extra trip, and now we're just swimming in resources. I am so okay with that. Titanium. No, we'll leave the titanium here. Copper, though. We all know that that's just free scrap, is how that works. Alright. We'll just jump right back. Well, that's got to be faster than anything we could have done on Visanya to get ammonium. Bye-bye, a little slice of paradise on a desert planet. We're all done with you. There's Silva. There's Visanya. We do still have the hydrazine fields on Novus. We do. That is an option. No! No, let me take the planet. Ugh. Okay. Well, I suppose we'll take this opportunity to talk about whether or not we're going to take the rover down to the core. Now, in the comments, I've seen kind of two schools of thought that the rover is a lot of fun to take down into the core, but also it's probably not the best option logistically because you have to get back out once you find out what the resource is. Now, I could go online. I could pull up like the wiki or something and look up what, you know, each gateway is for the resources, you know, what it requires, so I could be prepared, so I could just go down there, pop it, activate it, portal back up. You know, at most we'd lose a single rover each time, a single large rover each time, because there'd be no need to take anything other than one, because you don't need power. You don't even need a lot of RTGs. You could bring one RTG, one rover, the packager to bring it back up, a drill bit, you drill down, you package your stuff back up, you portal back. But I don't feel like that's in the spirit of the game. And I'm really big in playing a game the way it was made to be played, the spirit of the game. Just like I don't want to look up how much power it takes to open these gateways and like plan ahead for that. This game isn't really challenging in a conventional like time period. You can take your time. You can figure stuff out. You can look at it and go, well, that didn't work, or oh, I need this. You know. And I think that's to avoid just being able to tunnel down to the core with the exact resource you need and be like, haha, I did it, we're done, you know? Because if we were just trying to activate the space station and not unlock all the suits and colors, then we wouldn't have to worry about that. We could just do the core and the planets and then be done with it. Alright. Let's move the steel over there, right? And then we'll take the hydrazine here. Right, so at this point what we need is, we don't need this methane anymore. So you can go back like that. Iron can come down here. No, no, no. Stop doing all that. No, we don't even need the hydrazine. What we need is graphene. Backpack full. It's because we have all this wonderful copper that we brought back with us that we don't need right now. Alright, so let's get the rover unpacked. I don't see a reason to leave it packed up. We know we're going to want it. Did we leave any RTGs boxed up? I don't think we did. I think we pulled them all down. So we'll just unpack the crane. And let's get the drill bit right there. Drill strength 3. I love it. It's wonderful. Next, we're going to need a rover seat. We can do that really fast. Right, get that printing. Grab another graphite. Grab a couple of them. So we're just going to keep making graphene. So we have a nice, hefty stockpile of it. So now we have the steel, we have the graphene. We should have some titanium, right? How much did we get? Just the 1, 2... Just 2, because we used 1. It's okay, we'll come back with lots more. Lots and lots and lots more. We'll get this carbon for the steel. Oh, no more argon? Did we use it all? We did. Okay. Well, let's get to making some more. And then I think we'll go ahead and we'll grab this titanium and we'll just start Processing. Was that tungsten? No, that was titanium. There's the tungsten. Titanium alloy. There we go. Remember, we brought a lot of helium from Aatrox. Which is already on the pedestal there, so it should just be as simple as boom. There you go. More nanocarbon alloys in the works. Okay, so we have the rover seat, which we'll put here. I think that's probably good for now. Although I guess to be fair, Argon takes so long, why don't you go ahead and just keep running it? And we'll grab these and some lithium. We'll grab these and some lithium and we'll start cranking out the power sources so we can get even more. And we definitely want to make more than 2. I mean, I want to have a mess of these things. Alright, and the first one goes right here on the rover. Boom. Now the rover is powered at all times. Will always be. Let's give you a headlight. Yeah, we'll make another work light because reasons, of course. Need some of that titanium. That's really what we need. Now it should refill this argon once... Yep. Wonderful. And we have the nitrogen. Okay. So at this point what we need to do is pull this thing kind of away from the large printer here and print us out a second one that's going to be basically all storage. Let's make that call. I do believe it to be the right call. It's a little more tedious. It's not terribly bad, though. It's just so darn convenient to bring your base with you wherever you go. It really is. I don't know if we're going to need a second RTG. One RTG might cover all of our needs on the rover, although we won't be able to activate gateways unless we take the RTG with us, and that could be beneficial. No, that will be beneficial. But if that's the case, I don't know if we're going to want the RTG here. We might put storage here, and then... I know at a minimum we're going to require some ceramic, which we have, so we can start making the bigger, better, large storage. Yep, right there. We can go ahead and do that with 3 more. Easy enough. See how our research is doing. 4,000 bytes. What did we decide? That's enough to do one of them, the medium rover. There we go. So then the last thing we need is the medium shuttle for another 3,000. So we're very close to having all of the research done. Oh no! What have we done? We've unplugged. Let's go... nitrogen, please. Thank you. I suppose we should make a shredder, but not to take with us to leave here. Although I'm not seeing a lot of scrap on the surface. 2 iron, 1 tungsten carbide. Alright, well, let's get some iron. 3 for 2. Sounds like a deal to me. And the tungsten carbide. Ooh, we're out of carbon. I feel like we're going to need more than 1 carbon. Hold on. There we go. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to handle this gray base. 200 bytes a minute for that one. Not too shabby. Have to get some colors to spruce this place up. Thank you. Hematite, I'll take it. And the atmosphere condenser's about done. Here's our second large rover. So much stuff for this smelter to smelt. It's going to be busy for a little bit. Let us back up. Get within range here. I think more than anything, I just want this second vehicle to just be lots and lots of storage. I think that's the right answer. Just carry as much as we freaking can. Like, just as much as we can. I feel like that's the right answer. I do. Probably not worth just getting soil up here anymore. Most likely we'll want to go down and get it from where the lithium is, I'm thinking. Let's do that. The smelter's got to do some work. We should go down and... here, I think we'll go ahead and... yeah, we'll depart with the work light for now. Might as well. We'll just slide all the way down. Whee! Alright. So much lithium. I feel like I mistakenly treated lithium as some sort of rare resource when I was starting. When the reality is, you just have to come to Visanya and dig ever so slightly down into the earth, and you'll have all the lithium you could ever hope for. In fact, if you want to go the road of doing solar panels and batteries early on in the game, it seems like you could just come here right away. I still think at the end of this series, I'm going to do sort of a fastest race to get the nanocarbon alloys, like sort of a minimum... I don't know. Might be redundant to what we're already doing. We'll have to see where the interest lies. But I think it could be neat to work out like the quickest way to get to helium and ultimately to helium and then to nanocarbon alloy like as quickly as possible. I'm sure there is a fastest path to it. I don't know if it would involve going to the core necessarily on any planet, though, and that's like a big part of the experience now, is unlocking these gateways and being able to teleport. But once you have a large shuttle with a hydrazine thruster, it almost seems like at that point the gateways are unnecessary. Like they're great for a small trip where you just need like one thing. But if you need to bring like a lot of things or even a large item that won't fit in your backpack, then you have to have a large shuttle. See, now if we just put the large shredder on the back of this thing. Let's make a large storage anyways. Tungsten carbide, we can do that. We're gonna want the shredder. We're gonna want the shredder here no matter what. So all of this stuff sort of makes the same thing. Like whether we make the shredder and we leave it here or we take it. Oh, we already had a tungsten carbide. And that was the reason, in case you were wondering. That was the reason. I'm thinking more storage is better. Save the scrap and just gather... Well, I mean, really, we don't need but titanium. Maybe graphite. Maybe ammonium. I mean, really, do we need ammonium that much? We have all this graphene just sitting around now. We have extra graphene. We have extra steel. Helium. We do have more helium. Or we do a third rover. Ah, the option not yet considered. We do a third rover. Put even more storage and a shredder on it. Yeah, then travel becomes a little more taxing, though. Wonder if you can just crush resources. Nope. Didn't think so. Right? No, no, yes, no? Okay. Well... There's our 3,000 bytes. Let's go ahead and... I think that is it. We've officially researched everything. Extra large platform A and extra large storage. Not sure what the benefit of that would be. Is it really more storage than like a platform with all the extra resin attachments to it? Or again, are you paying for the comfort of not having to make all those extra resin attachments? Because that's really not that cosmic of a thing to worry about. Oh, and the buggy, we never made the buggy. We'll have to check that out at some point. Do we want to bring a shredder? Well, I mean, I don't know how much titanium we think we're going to need. I think a shredder is the right call. One RTG probably has it covered, right? Although I do want this, and we are going to need empty canisters, actually. Right, because empty canisters are going to enable us to mass use the soil centrifuge when we get back. And that means we'll be able to print all the graphite that we need, should we need it. Yeah, I'm inclined to say, well... See, if we want to bring all of this stuff with us... And do the gateways, we're going to need another rover. All right, let's pull this thing forward and let's get another rover going. All right. I mean, we have the aluminum alloy, right? We might as well make this thing a full-blown adventure, I'm thinking. We have the RTGs. We're going to come back with the titanium. So at this point, all we need is the rubber. Rubber. You'd think I'd remember this by now. Organic and resin. Let's see, how many canisters have we already placed on this? Looks like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we'll need 3 more to get to 8. I think that's the right call. There you go. 2 more organic will do it. The area over here, the terrain is just totally emaciated. It looks atrocious. Lithium just lying around on the ground. Who needs it? Like it's just tossed about. It's doing no one any good. Come on. Ding. Alright, get started. Large rover numero 3. Now, we don't have to take all 3 of these down to the core. But we'll need these for the surface, but we can pack these up and bring them with us if we're willing to make more than one trip, and I think we might actually do that next time. I think that's the right call. But depending on how far away... Well, no, because we have a landing pad near the gateway on Novus, and we have one near the gateway on Glacio, and we have one near the gateway on Atrox. So we're not going to need to... We're not going to find ourselves in a situation where we have to relocate our launch pad once we land on the planet. And in fact, once we go to Glacio, we'll kind of... It'll be like a homecoming of sorts. Novus to a degree as well. I suppose that's actually pretty good. I hadn't thought of that. So we'll put these 3 canisters over here. Alright, now we have 8 soil canisters for this oil centrifuge when we get back, which isn't super important. I know, I can almost hear you now going, but Thranxes, soil really isn't that important. You can get it anywhere. But I feel like we should be trying to capture some of it. I just feel like that is the way to do business efficiently and properly, and that's how I want to do it. But in the end, there's really just so many different ways that you can choose to accomplish the same thing. It's tough to say which is correct. We're going to need multiple RTGs at this point, though, so probably this here. going to have to be 2, 3, 4 RTGs. Right, and that means we don't need this one up here. We can take this one down. Oh, come on. No, no, no. There you go. Plug it in, and from there we go. We'll just have all the power in the caboose. Just like that. So then we have one more block of storage there. One more block of storage, and then once we do that, we should be ready to go. Ooh, careful. That's no longer going to be a viable option to get up that way. One, 2, 3, 4, right? Shredder, lots of storage. Maybe we should put all the storage on one and the power up here by the shredder. And then we kind of have one extra storage over there. What would we use extra storage for? I mean, what wouldn't we use it for, right? I'm trying to remember a time that I was saying to myself, wow, I sure wish we had one less storage on this vehicle. I sure wish I had less inventory space. It doesn't even feel natural, like trying to force it, trying to pretend that that's something I've said before or would ever say. Except in a situation to see how unnatural it feels. Which I gotta admit, it feels pretty unnatural. I'm gonna practice saying it just so I can try to be convincing. I sure wish this vehicle came with less inventory space. It makes my skin crawl. I can't do that. Can't do that. And that's just here playing Astroneer. I can't imagine if I said that playing No Man's Sky. It'd make my head pop. Wait, so we got the extra storage. Look at all this storage kicking around here. We have so much storage. But we are using up our scrap, so... And we don't really have any graphite. We're kind of expecting that we're going to find graphite along the way. Sort of the unspoken expectation. There you go. Like a winged beast. Look, and you can attach it to the bottom if you want to drag into the ground. No, which we're not going to do. Okay, so you've got headlight, driver's seat, small storage, drill, power, shredder, big storage. I mean, really, you can pull 3 rovers behind a large rover, so we can in fact have a 4th if we wanted to go more. I mean, heck, we could bring a trade station smelter. We could bring the chemistry station. We could make hydrazine on demand. I mean, no, at this point we're just getting a little ridiculous, right? Or are we? Do we want to just have our base with us at all times? Let's see. If we made 2 more things, if we picked 2 more things to come with us, no, we'd have to give up a storage. In order for it to be worth our while, we'd need a smelting furnace, a trade platform, and a chemistry lab. And have to give up the shredder. We could leave the shredder, just bring the smelting furnace, and then at least we could smelt our stuff as we're drilling it. Oh, that would be cool, though. But the shredder, the whole point of the shredder is... Okay, so let's see. If we took this off... Smelting furnace... Do we dare make another rover? No, what? It's lithium. It's titanium on the surface of this planet? No. Maybe when we're doing Glacio, we'll do it that way. That way we can just make tons and tons of iron. I think this is more than enough here, right? Oh, and feel how sluggish it is already. I can't imagine a third rover added to this. Should have brought quartz for a beacon. We still might go back and get it before too long. But that is where we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. This has been Astroneer, episode 44. Thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I've had a good time playing. Do be sure and come back next time as we continue to try to make sense of this awkward little planet. But until next time, take care.